Welcome to Crime Time News, JA News and Entertainment with a buzz. They say that there are three sides to every story: her side, his side, and the truth. Well, people, it seems as if when it comes to the story of Lati, a bartender, bar owner, businesswoman that lost her life in a St. Elizabeth in a very brutal way, there are many stories coming out of the woodwork. Our next youth, his name is Bojo. He is said to have been the intended target, the person in which they were coming for. Now, here's a story as it pertains to Lati. Lati is from a place that is called Mile Gully originally. Lati lost her mother at about 7 months. Her mother was living overseas. At about age 15, a lady known as Tati brought Lati to the area. When Lati was in the area, Lati was working at Tati's bar. Lati started to make money. She was a very wise girl, beautiful lady. So she would get a whole heap of tip. People would buy her all sorts of juice, meaning liquor. However, she would take the money and she would save her money. Then she would eventually buy her own bar, started her own business. She then get an employee, bought a next bar, get a next employee, bought a third bar, then she bought a fourth bar. She was making money legitimately. It is said that she then bought a Voxy, was renting out the Voxy. She then bought a car, and she also was doing a daily, what them call it, partner. So therefore, every day somebody gets paid. Don't know how it works, but that is the information that I got. Now, when she lost her life, there was all sorts of rumors, propaganda, and speculation, assumption over the place. Because people who saw the rapid growth of Lati was saying that, hold on a minute, it seems as if Lati either win the Powerball or she either involved in some sorts of criminal activity, specifically the choppery. So there was rumors going around on her name that she's doing this and she's doing that. Well, people, like I said, I spoke about it before. And somebody that is the family member, close friend of the family, called me and told me, listen, don't want you to use my voice, but here is the information that I have. So people, this is my disclaimer that is based on this man's side. So like I said, she do the partner, she sell clothes from her car, she have 4 bars, she rent out the Voxy and she rent out a car. So she has money coming in from all angles. It is said that a week before she lost her life, somebody robbed one of her bars. The same person that robbed the bar was the person that Lati was in the company of. His name is Bojo. Bojo was in a mask when he robbed the place. However, everybody have a distinctive walk, everybody have tattoo upon them, and everybody have something that is different about them, even if they are in the ski mask. So Lati said to her worker, there's a dance going to be kept. We hear say X amount of people I get robbed, X amount of bar I get robbed. More than likely, the person that is said to be the suspect is going to be there. It is said that Lati discreetly pointed out the thief, the robber, serial thief, to the girl, and the girl said, yes, I am that. Based on the information that I am getting, it is said that Lati then decided, don't know if amongst other people or just by herself, that she was going to get rid of this man. Now, people, like me say, and like I told the person that is giving me that information, if Lati is a hard-working person, Lati is an independent, ambitious woman, and I understand if somebody robbed you and they are a hazard or a pestilence in the area, then you're going to probably want to get rid of them. But you yourself plotting and scheming, based on what I am hearing, to get rid of this man, it seems something more than what the average business person would do. It seems as if that is somebody that is involved in some sorts of criminal activity. That's a bold step that is going out on a limb to get rid of the person that robbed you when you could have easily went to the power station. Anyways, people angle the business in a different ways. It is said that after the work of Lati pointed out that man, she decided she was going to friend him and then take him away. The people in the era say Lati and this man aspire up and down in a vehicle the same day when she lost her life. So people are said, then hold on a minute. If this are the man, we are the thief. This are the man, we are broken a people shop, broken a people bar. What Lati is doing with him, if him a thief and she is a victim of his, something sound right, something sounds strange. However, based on the information that I am getting, she was about to friend him and then take him away. So the same day in which she lost her life, like I said, persons were kind of suspicious, wondering and pondering what is really going on with Lati and this suspect. It is said that she wanted to make sure that whomever she had spoken to take him out knew exactly where he was. So then, at the bar, she went to pick up some money at a bar. It was not at her bar that she owns and operated. She went to pick up some sorts of money. It is said that the person who was supposed to be the intended hitman, don't know if he does not have good aim, don't know if the man was running up and down, scrambling all over the place. It is said that Lati got caught in the crossfire. Now there are reports that are out there that says when them pipe her up, she tried to run and the person went over her and opened fire on her. That is a news that is out there in the regular social media, in the news, in a real life, that is what happened. Based on what this person is telling me now, it seems as if she was caught in the crossfire. After she got caught up, she then ran outside and then she collapsed. The person told me that nobody went over her and nobody emptied any sorts of clip. The person also came up with a next theory. Could it be that the person that was hired by Lati allegedly did not want any witness, so therefore he got the money from Lati to take away that person, but he was also going to take away Lati to prevent any source of witness to testify against him, based on the fact that they saw that Lati and this man was sparring together. Maybe the hitman did not trust it. People like me say, there are a couple of stories that are circulating all over the place. Do you think that Lati was involved? And do you think that the fact that Lati was about to set up somebody to get killed, even though that person had robbed her, do you think that it was justified? Or do you think that the story kind of sounds a little bit shaky? Maybe Lati is involved more than people knows. Maybe Lati and that man was robbing people and she was getting the proceeds. People, I am not saying that is factual. I am just asking the question. Let me know what you think in the comment section, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the JCF and the Commissioner of Police is getting a whole lot of criticism based on the over extrajudicial takeaway of persons for the year 2025, 100 persons or so. So we say them a get a bashing criticism from JFF, Jamaicans for Justice, INDECOM, and also international body, saying that there is an abuse of power as it pertains to the JCF. So the commissioner at a news conference, he tried to clarify the situation and said, listen, the JCF mandate is the preservation of life, if at all possible. However, we're not going to lay down. We want to go home to our wives and kids. If we have to send some people go home, that is what is going to happen. We're about preserving the life of the police and the civilians, not so much the criminals. The commissioner said that he has no problem with constructive criticism, but he thinks that the criticism that the JCF has been getting from the Jamaican for Justice, INDECOM, and other international groups, it is not justified. So people, I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what the commissioner said through a reporter, professional, and then I'll give my piece.
The police commissioner has underscored what he says is the importance of supervision in ensuring accountability, especially when the call for increased accountability is so loud from what he describes as a quote, small corner. A strident police commissioner in his weekly column, The Commissioner's Corner, published in the Jamaica Constabulary Force Orders, claimed that he was not complaining about the calls for increased oversight and accountability. In that regard, he said he's not scared and fully embraces those calls from various sectors. He outlined a list of oversight bodies, both internally, locally, and internationally, many of them providing comprehensive policies and procedures that guide the JCF's daily activities and behavior. The tough talking police commissioner insisted that the JCF is not lacking in oversight and accountability and simultaneously issued a call for any additional accountability instrument or system that may complement those already in place. But he said simply shouting loudly about the need for greater accountability without basis or context is not useful, adding, on the other hand, that his was not a call to silence criticism.
Meanwhile, the police commissioner also highlighted the need for constructive dialogue, transparency, and accountability, which he concedes are vital to democratic policing. Dr. Blake noted that such dialogue must be grounded in facts, fairness, and a respect for the principles of justice, including the presumption of innocence. But he says advocacy must not cross the line into vilification. In closing, the police commissioner reaffirmed the JCF's commitment to protecting lives, both civilian and police, and to doing so with professionalism, restraint, and respect for human rights. He says the JCF will continue to engage with civil society, but will also defend the integrity and courage of members who serve with honor.
So, people, you heard what the commissioner had to say through the news professional reporters. It is all about the preservation of life. It is all about constructive criticism, not excessive criticism that is unfair. Now, people, truth and the fact, these youths, them are get carried away, they are getting out of hand. So therefore, there should be no mercy for the merciless. So shall you take away a man's life, your life should go immediately too. Because, like we always say, desperate times calls for desperate measure. However, the fact that, based on what the Police Federation chairman said in her interview speaking about Jamaicans for Justice, 80% of the people that the police take away are deemed to be justified after INDECOM's investigation. So therefore, call it 80 out of 100 justified. 20 people lose their life in the first quarter or 1/3 of the year. That is still a whole bunch of persons, a whole bunch of families, mothers, fathers, that are crying that their son or daughter lost their life unjustly. Some just have said at the end of the day, there is never a perfect world. However, the truth and the fact is that these people have reasons that they can say, listen, the police need to take a hold of themselves. They need to make sure that whenever they go in, there is no sorts of excessive extrajudicial takeaway, even if it is one life and people that is justified. So therefore, they have to strike a balance. Make sure that whenever you go, whoever you go for, if you have no sorts of doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, that that person is indeed a criminal. However, you cannot be just taking away innocent people willy-nilly in a rampage to take away, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is an update about a story that I spoke about. A very famous TikToker, his name is Akim Brooks. He lost his life on the highway. Based on information that is out there, it is said that Akim was driving in a vehicle with the owner of that vehicle. Both men stopped and got some soup. Akim ate his soup because he was not, or drink the soup because he was not driving. When he finished, he asked the driver of that vehicle if he wants him to drive. The driver said, yeah, it is more convenient so I can eat my soup, since you already ate your soup. The driver said that he saw when Akim make a corner and it kind of looked kind of iffy. It seems as if the next corner that he made, they were not so fortunate. The car lost control, the car flipped. Akim was going at a very high rate of speed. So people, I want you to take a listen, take a look to that survivor, the second person, the owner of that vehicle that was actually the passenger when Akim lost his life. Akim was flung out of the vehicle. I want you to take a listen to what he has to say. I want you to listen to what the mother of Akim has to say, and also a friend that is hurt badly based on Akim's death. Take a listen, take a look.
Before we leave, both of us buy soup. I was the driver at first. So Brooks actually drink our theme soup. While we reach through the toll, he asked me if I'm not hungry, if I not drink my soup. So I tell him, I say, yeah man, I drink my soup. So he asked, say, yeah, alright. Let me drive, then you go and drink your soup. So I say, alright bro. Which I know him as a driver, regular and borrow my vehicle and drive. So it wasn't no doubt to give to hand him the car. So actually I drive for a couple of now about 10 minutes after. I realized him take one of the corner back. So I said, bro, you have to slow down and take them cars, they're kind of rough. Just take your time. When we head to the next corner, the car end up just get out of control, start to roll.
So me seem like me dead in my house and somebody call me and so my son dead. And when me run from the scene and me see me hug him up and say, Toto, you gone, left me, Toto, you gone. You're my lover, you're my friend. You's all in all, and me all a blood in my mouth, and police them a ease me off.
This was in the dream?
Yeah. You get to me and say, so it's right now, me not feel it like that because it come like it happened already. And it happened now the second time, so the real time this, but me not know till later day, but right now me have to hold it.
Can't believe it. I'm my brother that. My brother. A big man like me not supposed to cry. And to all make me feel from where I grew up. Me feel.
Now, people, first thing first, based on what the friend says. I am not going to be driving in any vehicle with any person if that person is speeding, especially when right on the spot I saw that that person was going around a corner and almost lost control, almost caused me to lose my life. I do not care if I was drinking soup, eating rice and peas and chicken, oxtail, whatever the case is. I am going to tell that person at the safest point, pull over and make me drive this vehicle because it seems as if it's either your foot too heavy, it's either you can't drive or you're under the influence of something. Whatever the case is, I am not going to allow, I am not that stupid to sit down and watch somebody almost cause me to lose my life and still let them drive. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense. As it pertains to the mother, people always get all sorts of dreams. Condolences to the family member. It is sad that you lose a son. Based on the information that I am getting, he is a very good boy, provider for his mother, provider for his family. As it pertains to the friend that is talking, that person is echoing the sentiments of everybody that knows Akim. Very kind person, people person. Everybody in the community loves him. As a matter of fact, there was no sorts of peace in the community, and he was one of the persons that was instrumental in bringing peace in the community in which he lived. It is only sad that he lost his life, and we have so much people that are out there that are doing a whole bunch of garbage. They are the ones that we should exchange for the lives of people that are good, that lost their life. However, he lost his life by doing something very stupid. So like I've always said, the mindset, the culture in Jamaica, hard ears make for a soft ASS. Slow down, the life that you save could be your own. Unfortunately, they did not, or Akim did not. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is said that if fully dunceness and thievery was a word or a person, Mr. Ronaldo Lee Barrett would be that person or that word. Ronaldo Lee Barrett is a man from Exchange that is in St. Anne. He is a notorious serial thief, responsible for a robbery on or about the 11th of March 2025. That robbery was in St. Anne. Fast forward on or about the 22nd of March 2025. 11 days or so later in a place known as Spring Valley, that is in St. Mary. The police got a 911 call. Run come quick, drive come quick. Somebody robbed my place. When they went there, Mr. Barrett and his friend took with themselves, run left the vehicle. Did not want police to spray the vehicle. It seems as if Mr. Barrett knew within himself, say, hold on a minute. Me run left the vehicle, me and my friend them. The vehicle is there. The vehicle is registered to my name. It is going to trace right back to me. On or about the 23rd of March, less than a day or so later, he went to the police station and sent on and claimed, say, you know, say somebody thief my car. How did they steal your car? The police asked. I was held up by a group of men in our vehicle. They then took my vehicle, threw me in the trunk, took me some bushy bush area, tie me up on a tree. I was there whole night, mosquito bite me up, answer bite me up, bugger bite me up, everything. However, on the next morning at about 6 a.m., a passerby heard me, untied me, and let me go, and that is how I am now free, glad to be alive. The police, of course, did not buy the story based on the fact that he has a recent criminal history as close as the 11th of March 2025. And the fact that the vehicle was used in the commission of a robbery. And then a day later, he came and reported the vehicle to the police, knowing that the police was going to have him as a person of interest or even worse, a suspect. Like I said, the police checked him record. The police did not believe 1 ounce of what he was saying. The police decided, say, you know, boy, you need to stop lie. You're a thief, you're a robber, you're for DEAD. It is said that he was charged for the robbery. He was charged for committing public mischief and also illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. More than likely, after this, he is going to strike out. Hopefully, the judges that are always throwing sympathy party will not let this man out again to commit the same sorts of crime, repeat offenders list, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.